What's up YouTube? My name is Uncle Smokey and this is Uncle Smokey Stock Trades. And before I start this video, I would like to say I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. So please take what I say with a grain of salt and do your own DD. What's going on, guys, and happy Star Wars Day. I really hope the 4th was with you today. I know it was with the market, that's for sure, so let's go ahead and just crack right into it. Today, the SPY finishing up 3%, the NASDAQ finishing up 3.19%, the Dow finishing up 2.82%. Overall, guys, today was fantastic, but what you're going to notice is that it was basically sideways action all day in the overall indices until the Fed came out. And as soon as he started talking, you saw a lot of volatility, a lot of craziness. And that was because of what was being said. He put a couple of fear comments out there, but he also put a lot of market tension easing comments out there. And the most important one that we want to talk about is the fact that he said there will be no more than 50 basis point hikes for the next 2 months at least, if not further than that out. And this month, there will only be a 50 basis point hike, which is outstanding. He basically crushed the theory of there being higher than expected rate hikes in the upcoming months. Also, he said that we may have seen an inflation peak and flattening, but more time is needed to be sure, and the core CPI data does come out next week on the 11th, and that will help it if it is as expected or better than expected. So CPI data is one of the contributing factors to what the Fed does with the inflation rates. There's a lot of things that are factored into that. Employment rates, the farm profits, just so many different things involved. So the fact that he said that he can ensure that there's going to only be those next 50 basis points, that's extremely bullish in the market. Took it that way. Basically took it as he is confident. He is more firm in what he is saying right now. There's no guessing, no hawing around. He said it is what it is, and that is it. He also did go on to elaborate with saying that, you know, after we have confirmed what's going on, it could still change. There is always that chance of a flop, but it was less likely, in the tone of his voice, the tone of actual the speech that went on really didn't indicate that he had any fears of that even being a factor, and the market took it great. As a matter of fact, if we go on over here to our good old Internet of Things, you notice that the map is green, green, green. Yes, that is right. Almost every single thing today did run green, and all of it ran green right around that 230 mark. Pretty amazing. You'll see here that the futures are slightly leaning down as of right now, but not to worry. This is still basically flat, and with the kind of great end to the day that we had today, I'm okay with this. And then right here, this is just Yahoo Finance, kind of outlining what I said. This is where I get a lot of my information between Yahoo Finance, CNN, CNBC, all of the major news outlets. And of course, I do also use Seeking Alpha. So let's shoot back over to the stock chart really quick. It's over here. All right, so let's start out with the indices again, going to the bigger chart. This is the one-day chart. And as you can tell, we're back in that channel. We did make a little bit of a dip below it on the SPY. This is the SPY. We had a little bit of a dip below that channel we've been trading in for quite a while now. But we bounced right back above it. Basically, the SPY did not want to drop below this yellow line. We're trading back above it. What I'd love to see the momentum stay there and get this kind of rally again. This rally here was after the last meeting when he only did that 50 basis point hikes, and it was, you know, everything was good to go. We rallied 2 full weeks of rallying right here, and then 2 full weeks of crush right there. So ultimately what we'd really like to see is this to stick. We want to see the new stick on the SPY. Dow Jones, everything's going to kind of look the same. We had that major break below this yellow line. This yellow line was that original Fibonacci retracement line that we had drawn up a while back. And this was the 0% line. It did not like being below that, as you can see. Busted down below it, retraced all the way back up in a single day, in a single candle, and the very next 2 candles have brought it back up above that yellow line. Basically just keeping it in the channel it was in. What we want to see again is this kind of movement here. And then moving on to the NASDAQ, the one that affects us the most. This is our sector, or our indice, right? So again, same situation. Broke down below the line, popped back above it. We're looking for that run. I could say this over and over again. You'll notice that all of these indices are acting very similar to each other. The breakdowns are slightly further, they're slightly different, but the charts look the same. They actually respond overall the same. All right, moving on into Meta. So zooming in, this is the 5-minute chart. And as we know, we're just looking at the daily here, and we have got our famous flying seahorse. Here it is, guys. Here's your tail, here's your hump, here's your head, and your nose. This is the seahorse right here, and I love this. This right here is actually a bullish pattern. I don't know if anybody calls it the flying seahorse. I call it the flying seahorse. You can. I've actually heard somebody, they've called it the dragon pattern. I don't know if that's a thing, but yeah, it looks like a seahorse to me, and I've always called it that, and I've actually had good response off of this. BBIG was actually one that I called that out on the flying seahorse, I believe, and it fired. I mean, it just shot right up after that. So anyway, nothing to see there other than the fact that this is where I said we had consolidation right here. I put out a tweet at right here. I said, holy shnikes, what was this? This went nuts. And this was way before the Fed meeting. So I was a little shocked to see that this happened right here. A little bit of volatility stepped in, a little bit of volume stepped in, and picked up the stock all the way up to that $1.21 mark where it traded sideways right until the Fed meeting. And it really picked up momentum. But what you're going to notice is this U shape, right? I wonder what happens if I toss up that VWAP. Let's see. Gotta find it. Yep, there it is. U-shape breakout. Pretty amazing. You had your U-shape here, boom. U-shape here, boom. So yeah, it made the breakout, guys. Fantastic. Day traders more than likely stepped in on this move here and this move here, believe it or not. And I love it when day traders step in because that can actually help your momentum, especially if it just keeps running up here and they just hold on to it and get trapped. Anyhow, moving on. MMAT 1 hour. So the 1 hour chart's starting to look a lot more healthy, a lot more juicy, guys. Today was a great day for us. It actually made a lot of things change overall for us. So what you've noticed is we have been kind of hovering down here over the last couple of days on the bottom end of the histogram on the MACD. You had the golden cross today right there at the Powell speech. Actually, let me rephrase that. This is not the Powell speech where it crossed. This is just before the Powell speech. When I had said, what is this? We actually had the golden cross in it right at that point. Golden cross is just confirming the move. It's confirming the move has made its move, basically. How can I describe that better? So, all right, you'll notice the cross is back here, right back here. Green candle, green candle. It already confirmed that it's green, and then it crossed, and then it went with the momentum. Okay? I hope that explained that better. See how it crossed back here, not here? It confirmed the momentum shift in this candle. Bullish engulfing candle right there. Boom. All right, so here's what I want to point out, though, on here. Look at your 50, look at your 200. They're starting to hook towards each other. Let's move on into the 4 hour. You kind of have the same situation. Here's your 50, here's your 200. 200 leveling out. 50 is level right now, but it is starting to move towards the top. We're moving forward, guys. Also, we're starting to get back above this orange line. We want to confirm this orange line. This orange line, if we get above it, we can get the bounce off of it and start running again. I would easily see us get back up into that channel we want to be in of that $1.40 to $2 range that we were trading in. Of course, we really want to get way out of there. We want to knock this way out of the park, get back above that $2.80 mark. We made our very initial run all the way back when we ran all the way to $6.55. The 1 day chart. Take a look-see. Can you see it? Can you see it? This is the cross. You have the MACD golden cross right down here, guys. Now, I understand we're below the histogram. It's going to take a lot of momentum, a lot of continuous buying volume to step into the stock to make this really run. But what we want to see is the signal line to get below the MACD line and stay there. We want that MACD line to get above that signal line and stay high and move north. Get above the histogram line, so that way we can start making that more bullish move back up to where we want to be. Looks good though, guys. And again, with the market, as the market moves, we will move with the market. And also keep this in mind. Algorithms trade with the market as well. If the market is running green, you're going to start to see those algorithms pull back a little bit. They're not going to be driving it down quite as hard. Does it mean they're not going to be shorting it? No, not at all. They'll still be shorting it because they don't want this to go out of control. They don't want it to go crazy, because if it does, then they start losing money. You know, those hedge funds, they start losing money when it goes nuts. So they're definitely going to try and keep it down, but they're going to try and keep it in a level that they can manage it at. They don't want to draw too much attention. But we do have a nice green bar starting in that histogram right there, and our RSI is hooking up at 42.5. Guys, this is extremely, extremely bullish, the way this is setting up. Look at how this RSI is running in an upward trend. You know, its peaks and valleys are higher highs and higher lows. That's bullish. Okay, when you've got an indicator doing that, you're just waiting to see the ticker starting to do that. Moving on, MMAT, a 1 week chart. Not really a whole lot to see here. Just note that we have recently bounced off of that RSI being oversold area to lifting. And all the way back here, we actually made the cross, and we've been running with green histogram bars. So whenever you're really starting to doubt what's going on, go to a longer time frame. When in doubt, zoom out. Take it way out. You can go all the way out to the weeklies, the monthlies, whatever you want, whatever makes you comfortable. And that's not just in metamaterials. Any stock at all. If you're ever in doubt of what's going on, zoom out. First of all, you can see that you've got better looking indicators in a longer time frame. And that's what's more important when it comes to a long-term hold. These 5 minutes and these 1 hour things, they are really irrelevant unless you're watching the ticker, you know. The long time frame. That's what's important with metamaterials. All right, so we're done talking about all this stuff. Let's get off the charts. Charts they really haven't changed a whole lot. To be honest, guys, there's nothing spectacular about these charts yet. And we know why. We know why. Moving on back over to the internet. All right, so Ortex. Let's get started. Ortex, 100% utilization. This is, of all of these shares that are available to be lent out, 100% of them are utilized. Cost to borrow is currently sitting at 8.95%. The days to cover all of the shares that are currently on loan are 10.85 days. This number keeps growing and growing and growing. There is currently 21.69% of the free float on loan, which is roughly 55 to 56 million shares. They did take that out of there. Ortex is showing an estimated short interest of 17.85% of the free float. The value of that is $56 million, and it is exchange reported short interest of 45 million shares. The estimated current short interest is 45 million shares. So not much of a difference between there and there, because that has been recently given to Ortex. There's been some new stuff been brought out into Ortex. We've been seeing it change a little bit, as we have with Fintel. One of the things they've put in there is that short score. We've got a short score in here. Haven't looked into it yet. I know Ben Hem has been digging into this quite a bit. He's on Twitter. Make sure you guys go find Ben Hem on Twitter. He is amazing. He's also on StockTwits as well. So if you're on StockTwits and you haven't followed him, you probably should. The guy is freaking brilliant. He has been, I think he's a stay-at-home dad or something, because he's just been like pounding into this metamaterial stuff. Like he's really digging deep into Ortex. It's like he's learning at an exponential rate. It's amazing. Anyway, he's like a robot. Anywho, let's go over here. Average number of days on loan, it's already up there. 84.38 days. That's how long shorts have been holding their position long. Short positions long. I know it's confusing. Anyway, the other thing we've been noticing is how the volume and the lent volume has been running really close to each other. They are actually having to borrow the shares to short this on a daily basis. We can actually see that as you're watching the security lending volume. So as this security lending volume lifts with the volume overall, they're almost running in tandem. In fact, the other day, there was literally only a 200,000 share difference between the volume and the lending volume. And that day, we had actually had a 74%. That was, yeah, yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I think it was yesterday. 74%, almost 75% overall short volume reported. And while we're here, let's go ahead and take a look at that. So again, we're all aware of the manipulation in the market. We're all aware of what's been going on with metamaterials. But take a look at this. We've looked at this before. This is Chart Exchange. They do a really good job depicting what it is we're looking at, and they give us all of the percentage values every single day. Now, one thing you'll notice is that you're never going to see anything on here under 50%, with the exception of right down here, like I said, when we had that lift after the Fed meeting the last time. We had a very short amount of time where they eased up a little bit, but they were still pounding on it to try and keep it at those levels, those between $1.40 and $2 levels, okay? So, again, we know what we hold. We know that it's being punished, and it's being punished for a reason. They are trying to secure their theory that it's worth nothing. They're going to try and keep driving it home. But as you can see, we have actually been really resilient to this, and we've had no problem keeping it up at these levels. Yes, I know, I'm going to hear it. Keeping it up at what levels? We keep getting beat down. I understand that. But every time we tap a key level, it comes back. Every single time. We've seen the fight. It's real. It's there. Anyhow, overall, over the last 30 days, you were seeing 63.18% short volume. 30 days, 63% on average. All right, Fintel. So Fintel is showing 90.8 out of 100. That's 88 out of the 5,500 stocks on this list on the short squeeze score. There is, as of 13 hours ago, let's hit refresh. That's got to be wrong. Oh boy, internet's moving a little slow. I guess it's not wrong. 13 hours ago, 150,000 shares available to be lent from a leading prime brokerage. That was 13 hours ago, guys. There's a really good chance it's really zero. Honestly. Moving on down. Short borrow fee rate, according to the Fintel, is 13.47. Moving on further. The dark pool short volume, 62.65% as of right now. And as we've seen on Chart Exchange, we don't have an update as of yet on all of it, but we're getting there. We're at 66% now, and we're still waiting on these 5 to report. And then finally, I think we might actually do it, guys. We're at the end. George came out today. MMAT, happy to share that at Roth Capital and analyst Gary Sweeney have initiated research coverage of our company. Investors, metamaterialstech.com/analyst coverage. And then if you select that, it takes you right to the site. And then here you go. Here is the 3 that have already given their analyst reports. I shouldn't say given. Roth has not. Cormark Securities, which they have initiated this at a buy, looking at a price target of $6.60. And this was as of Friday, December 10th, 2021. And this is from Cormark Securities from McMurray Whale. That's right, guys. He has been calling this a strong buy since December, the beginning of December, and looking for a price target of $6.60. We're going to be hoping that Roth Capital comes out with that same exact price target or better, but we do feel that we're going to be seeing a strong buy as well. I have not seen anything from the Singular Research as of yet. I will be reaching out to them to see if I can get something to see their analyst report. That would be fantastic if I can actually get a copy of that and be able to share it with you guys, but I don't know if I'll be able to. However, I was able to pop up a couple little clips from the Cormark Securities one, as you had seen there. And then finally, last thing I do want to talk about is the DD that's been popping up on Twitter lately. Let's go ahead right on over to it. Oh, hang on. First, hang on. This is from, I think this is from Brandon Nodnarb. may be right. I may be wrong. I am right. Brandon Nodnar put this up there. So here's your strong buy from MMAT Analyst Research right here. Fantastic. The one I really want to point out, though, that I did not give any just due to, and needs to be given to, is Jaybridge. Jaybridge, the other day, had found, let's see if I can find it really quick, right here, the patent. He pinned it to it. Thank you, Jaybridge, for doing that. He pinned it right to his page. Here is the patent for GlucoWise. This is ours. If you select this patent, it takes you, of course, right to it. There's some great information here. And one of the things that we want to pay attention to is how slow my internet's running. We want to look at, first, the status is active. But take a look at this. Application granted April 12th of 2022. That was not that long ago, guys. So we've got an adjusted expiration to take it all the way out to 2036. I do think that we had actually seen this. Yeah, like application was filed a while back, and then it was finally granted on the 12th. Fantastic, guys. Patent granted for the GlucoWise system. It's coming. It's freaking coming, guys. We are going to have PR in the near future about everything. It's coming. I know it is. And that's all I got for you guys today. So make sure you like, subscribe, and do what you got to do to get these videos out to your friends and family if you'd like to see them learn a little bit more about metamaterials. Again, always make sure that you're going to these Twitter pages and you're following these people. They have got amazing DD out there. Yeah. Peace, guys.